Welcome to RegCast.
RegCast.
Shining a light on challenges and opportunities for digital compliance.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to RegCast. I'm PJ DiGiamarino, CEO and founder of JWG. I'm really pleased to have Karina here with us because we're talking about what's happening at our annual conference this year. Hello, Karina.
Hello, happy to be here. Yes, you're quite right. This is an exciting time in our event calendar. This is when all our events and all our research culminate into one event, our annual conference. And this year, as was with last year, it's virtual and it's on demand for 6 months. So PJ, why with so many events out there, should people invest their time with us on the 9th and 10th of November?
You know, you're right. There is lots of noise out there in the RegTech space. This is year 7 for us. And so we're really pleased to be able to help filter and bring the right people together. And I think, you know, I love physical events, but virtual is really special because it allows us to dial in the experts for that 1 hour from wherever they are in the world. So it's global and it's focused and it's targeted on real value. And I think that's one of the differentiators for us is we do the research all year round. And this is the chance to get into it with people.
Yeah, I'm certainly kind of finding that on 2 fronts. When I'm talking to the firms, they're saying that they're getting very useful information rather than having a series of monologues from people where they're trying to sell stuff. They're actually getting really good regulatory intelligence. And that's why they keep coming back to us again and again. And then I'm talking to the technologists, the vendors. They're also saying they're coming back to us every year. We've got, if you look at our previous years, the same big names are there. Is because they really are getting to engage with the senior decision makers, the people who make very real change, people who are always having people knocking on their door. But after these events, they really do have very useful dialogues with people they've been trying to talk to for months.
In terms of numbers, Karina, where are we at? I mean, we've had over 10,000 downloads of RegCast, which is fantastic. But that just plays a small role in our overall program. What are we looking at for the conference?
So normally we would expect kind of 300 plus live delegates. But when I've been working with our team, I've noticed that over that 6-month period, we're getting over 800 views. Those views are global. A lot of the people who are coming back to us more than once. So they've obviously maybe being at the conference to the live conference, but then they're going back and maybe revisiting what was discussed, looking at the research. So there are multiple views. I think the average viewing time is something like 47 minutes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. There's so much to talk about, and I guess what we try to do with the agenda is spread it over 2 days and get it really focused. I mean, I'm really looking forward to this year because it's all about, you know, what good compliance looks like in a digitally native market. And, you know, finally, after all these years, I think we're having the right conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact it truly is global. I mean, we're talking to people in Australia, Asia, we're talking to people in the US, and everybody is engaged. And I find that is people say that their events are global, but this truly is.
Yeah, and the agenda truly is global this year as well. I mean, when you talk about deploying RegTech in digital finance, you really have to go to the Middle East and Asia to actually pick up what some of the thought leaders are saying. It's not just the US, it's not just Europe. And I think that the European leadership in making MiFID III is as big and complex as it needs to be, and bringing in this new MiCA regime along with it for digital assets, as well as thinking about market abuse, really going to change the game, because all of a sudden we have multiple centers tweaking their rule sets, and as with anything, there's opportunity in that arbitrage. So we'll be going through what this all really means, and then things like the pure compliance agendas like AML CFT will be integrally part of that as we start setting brand new agendas for next year.
Fantastic. What are the takeaways our delegates should expect?
I think one of the big ones for me is that you can't look at any of this in silos anymore. There's really a building of all these topics, and we have a confluence of different types of regulation that are all forcing people to go digital. So we're moving from innovation to policy, and some of these themes are going to land in a big way. Like how do we manage risk better? And that would be fundamental at the board level, which will lead to a lot more introspection around, well, how do we do some of this compliance? And even from a systemic level, cross firms and cross regulators, there are new rules coming in around how do we manage a lot of the infrastructure, how do we think about AI, how do we think about cyber, how do we think about third-party risk. Those are really meaty topics that involve the supply chain and really need to bring supplier together with regulator and regulated. As we are in the next couple of years, you're going to see an awful lot of activity in that space.
This is a heavyweight event for us. It's important that we get the right people there. So how are we preparing the audience for the conference? Yeah,
and I was just looking back at our newsletter from January that we put together and seeing how we tracked against the research agenda. And it's about 80% accurate in terms of what we thought the key themes are. So we've been building along the way to get ready for this. And then the way we work, this will help set the agenda for next year. So ultimately, there's a ton of links. There's a ton of articles and scores of good papers that you can go find on the conference website itself. So you go to regtechconference.co.uk. You'll already see a whole mess of research that's out there, and of course, links to other regcasts and other great publications we've got on regtechfs.com.
Makes sense. The most important thing is that you register for the event. The event is free. But
how do you register, Karina? What's the best way for people to do that?
It is as it always is. There are 3 ways. You can go to our conference site, which, as you say, is regtechconference.co.uk. You can go to the JWG site, which is jwg-it.eu. Or you can contact me at Karina, CORRINA.Stokes, STOKES, at jwg-it.eu. We'll engage. We'll make sure that this is the right event for you. And once we've assessed that this is going to give you some real information that you can find useful, we'll send you the delegate logins. That will give you access to all the live panels, but also for those 6 months on demand viewing as you need it.
Yeah. And obviously stay tuned to this channel here, because you'll be getting a lot of great content as we prepare and do the analysis. So the Regcast has now become part of our planning and part of the way we talk about the issues in advance to figure out where those key points and issues that we need to put on at the conference. So look for lots coming out soon on here at Regcast.
We're looking forward to it. See you there. You can download the podcast via Spotify, Apple, and Google. But also, I'd encourage people to come to the JWG website, which, as hopefully you will know, is jwg-it.eu. Go to the Intelligence Hub and create your bespoke library. This is Regcast,
shining a light on challenges and opportunities for digital compliance.